since we last spoke. So yeah, so every cottage will have its own hot tub. It's all themed. So we've got like a beach one, we have a rustic one, and we have a Hollywood theme, and then we'll have 9 in total. But right now it's 3. It has been a lot of work. We're still waiting for the hydro. Well, we were supposed to be open June 1st, and it's we're going to be open by mid-December, which is like a whole lot of months away. And that was actually because they were doing some highway construction, and they needed the permit to be closed and the construction finished for the hydro pole to actually be put in by Hydro One. So there's not a whole lot of stuff for like a luxury adults-only resorts in Ontario. I don't think there is anything. So I think we have something unique. I think it's just about marketing it and just strategizing and how to do the PR and all that stuff. So this is where you come in, Alex.
Yeah, obviously pushing through social media, which we have been doing. Potentially doing a giveaway on Instagram. Those are big. Working with influencers is also a big thing. But with influencers, just finding the right influencer too, right? Because the resort is 18 plus, right? So we don't want an influencer who has following that doesn't really match our demographic. And also an influencer that can push that luxury feel that the resort wants to be able to push, right? What I really like too is like, you're so big on supporting local, and I think that's really important. Yeah. Working with local vendors, and like there's so many benefits to that. Not only supporting local, but making sure that those vendors can actually like support us and we trust them, and you know that's really important as well. In terms of like packaging, we have options for really great like getaway packages that people can plan. So like for a romantic getaway, you can get like a charcuterie board. Oh, yeah. You know, you can really do so much. I mean, now it's fall time, so you can't do like canoeing and all that really fun stuff.
But they have hot tubs, right, Sarah?
I mean, it's a different, it's a different vibe. And there's lots of resorts of some sort with kids. So this is going to just be more of an exclusive.
No, it's one of a kind. I don't like. I've done some research. I haven't found anything like adults only. So.
Adults only themed and upscale, I don't think is a combination that. I mean, unless there's something that I just don't know about. Yeah. I'm sure there is, but. All right, guys, so I want to have some time, as we're so busy, to just really talk about this midterm rental company that we're doing. This is a great, first start for sure. There's gonna be lots more coming. So when we were like waiting for everyone to get set up to film in this, we had a great idea. What was your idea?
I don't remember.
No, you do!
Oh, the furniture.
The furniture rental thing.
Yeah, okay, right.
You know how like there's some people that will like balk at the cost of like the setup?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your option?
So I'm thinking what we do is we can maybe try it on 1 or 2 clients, but we'll purchase, I think we'll purchase the furniture ourselves.
And rent it back.
And then we'll rent it out. We got to see what the cost is, and we have to recoup that cost. But we'll look at what it is to rent it out.
But then do we continue to own it after they're, like, what does that term look like? Because remember,
as long as it stays in their house, they'll pay a rental. The minute they cancel our contract, we take the furniture back.
Which means they could even try midterm rental, and if it doesn't work out, then they're not stuck with all that furniture. So
it now takes us and puts us into a whole different category, because like a lot of people now are thinking of going to like the arbitrage, but the arbitrage is not good for a business like perspective. It's good for sometimes investors that like they've got a long-term tenant that's paying them $2,000, and then the person that's doing the arbitrage will make the difference, but that person has to put all the money up front for all the furniture.
Right.
How we were doing it originally was the client was paying for the setup fee, which is fine, like it's normal.
But that's also the biggest thing that's
the biggest thing that's holding them back right now.
So maybe we'll buy like a couple sets of everything. I mean, you guys did an awesome job here furnishing this.
Yeah.
And I mean, if all our places are renovated the same, let's furnish them all the same.
Yeah.
Ish, kind of.
Yeah,
roughly.
I think honestly, I would think that would be our tipping point for all the investors who are coming to me, because right now we're looking at their ROI, including that setup fee, and then they're saying, well, I'm not making much because every month that extra setup fee is they're dividing it to see when will that be paid back, and sometimes it takes 1 to 2 years based on the unit. And this would mean that would take that out of the equation, and all of a sudden those units become cash flowing.
So it's a monthly fee, and we'd have to get them to sign up for, let's say, some type of contract.
Yeah.
Assuming
At least
we
a
do
year.
that. Okay.
At least a year for us to commit to the furniture.
think so.
We at least want a year commitment,
Yeah.
right? I mean, if they're making money, then we're making money, and vice versa.
Yeah, great. We're at one of our rentals, our midterm rentals in Hamilton. Why don't you guys tell us a little bit about this rental? Because not only do we midterm rent it, you guys are JV partners, and Lee, you did the renovation. So why don't we backtrack for our viewers and just give us a little 30,000 square foot view of the property and sort of like some of that. What does that look like? What did that look like? So what you bought it for, what you put in.
This was one of our first projects that we did together. Actually, was it the first project that we did together?
This was the first
The first
project,
one.
yeah. This is the first JV.
This is where, we agreed to work on this together.
This is shortly after I met you, right? We did that one tour. We met the JVs on that tour where I met you.
Yeah.
And they wanted to look for a project, so we found this one. So we bought this one for $715.
Which was good at the time.
At the time,
that sounds pretty good. Yeah.
At the time, we bought this in February. February, we closed it in March, sometime in March.
March 17th, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And we spent about 140,000
It was
in
cheap
renos.
for renos.
Not
for
including
renos
the Airbnb or the midterm rental furniture stuff. But we refied this. We got this appraised back at $1,125,000.
That's amazing.
So I think it was great. And we were 3 months on the renos?
Yeah, a heck of a long time for the refis.
Out of our control. Out of our control.
No, there's definitely some circumstances. It is what it is. I mean, it's working out in the end.
But the JV was super happy with everything we did.
Yeah.
So much so that they bought another house with us.
Yeah.
That we're going to be
We're
starting
soon.
So that tells me, I mean, that's like the biggest reward is when a client partner wants to do another project with you, right?
Yeah.
So, and we'll probably do the midterm stuff there as well. So, renovation-wise, this was probably not my favorite type of renovation to do. Anybody that knows me knows I love the bigger, heavy lifting renovations, like the full-on jobs. This was more of a lipstick reno, but it was a pretty easy lipstick reno because the clients didn't care, the JVs, and we didn't really care. So we didn't open up walls. It was just all kind of like a remove a sink, replace the floor, replace a door. So pretty easy, really, at the end of the day. And it turned out amazing, I think.
Yeah, that little cubicle right there, or whatever that is, like the little tiny closet. I want to see
the cubicle or the pubicle?
I want to see if I can fit in there. Do you want to see if we can fit in there?
Yeah,
Can
we'll
we do it?
climb in there. Yeah, we'll climb in there.
Let's
after.
climb in.
Okay.
But so I want to say before we do that, in terms of like the renos and everything like that, like it was actually really good. And then the furniture was really good. We had somebody that helped us put it all together. We gave her a budget.
Yeah. So there's
That
2
works.
units now. One, the other JV partner, it's their long-term unit, and then this one we're midterming, and we're doing pretty good. It's been like back to back.
Yeah.
That we've
we
had
just got
filled.
another. Wait, we just got another
We did?
review. No, not another booking, but a review.
Okay.
Sarah, read you the review. Okay.
Yeah.
Ready? Okay.
You've never seen this review before?
We just got it.
Okay.
So it says here. Wait, hold on. It says the stay was great, very clean, and the host Sarah was very prompt with our questions. We would definitely stay there again if we are in the area. Emma. Thanks, and then private note. Thanks for the great stay. You put us at ease with your prompt answers on messages. The place was wonderful and clean. Thanks for also letting us stay for a longer checkout. So
You are very prompt. By the time I even read the message, you've replied.
I have to. This is how we get.
I know. Oh,
This
yeah.
is very important, especially in the beginning.
It is. It is.
And then Murad, the other guy who stayed prior. Did I read you the review?
No.
Did I send it to you? Oh. They wrote, "It was a newly renovated, neat and clean place in Hamilton." Good job. That's you. That's you. The bedrooms, bathroom, and living room, and the kitchen on the main floor was a decent size and had all the amenities we needed for our stay.
And everything was fully functional. The host Sarah was really nice and made sure we had everything we needed. She regularly checked on us and was very quick to reply every time we had a query. Overall, it was a very good experience.
So here's a question I get a
Amazing.
lot, and the question is, why aren't we doing short term and why are we doing midterm?
We're doing some short-term stuff too.
Yeah, we are, but
Yeah.
our bigger pivoting is in the market is midterm, and
Yeah.
I think we should talk a little bit about that so our viewers can understand
Yeah.
why we've chosen midterm, and it's a new term for a lot of people. They're wondering, what's the difference between short term and midterm, and why do we think that it's time to pivot, and what are we doing to make sure it's a strategy that works?
I mean, I think it's important to be forward thinking in this market, especially because there's a lot of investors, and if we're all doing the same thing, then we're all competing for the same things. But we need to pivot because the landlord and tenant rules are not in our favor. So if we're doing so much long term, at some point, we're gonna have, if a non-paying tenant, for example, decides not to pay, it could be 12 months. Aside from that, the short-term bylaws are, more and more coming into effect in different areas. And so that midterm is that nice, in between long-term and short-term, and especially with places that are rent controlled, right? Do we want to be putting a long-term tenant in with a 2.5 maximum increase year over year? In 3 years, we're going to be so far behind if market increases is 15-20%.
Well, and the truth
It's
is we don't
business.
know what's going to happen with any new regulations or rules
Yeah.
that they're going to put for any type of long term with the current market conditions, right? So this unit here that we're sitting in would probably rent out long term rental, even in today's hot rental market, and the rental market's insane right now. 2,200, 2,000, something like that. But for midterm, short term, what are we looking
4 or
at?
5 grand for
Right.
the same.
Yeah.
So with the prices are down in real estate, but the interest rates are really high. So your overall carry cost is really the same, right? So why not increase the cash flow
Yeah.
and do the midterm or short term versus long term?
Lots of reasons.
Yeah, and these would have been rent controlled, right? Had we not put them on the
Yeah.
midterm?
Yeah. But like you said, if the rates are going to be increasing,
Absolutely.
we might as well keep the control, keep the cash
Yep.
flow.
Yeah.
And it's cool. Not that necessarily you would, but if ever you were further away and you wanted to crash for a night, you have a place to hang out in once in a while.
Yeah.
Does look comfy here.
Yeah.
And then you can really do whatever you want with it, right? Midterm it allows us to continue keeping that control even when restrictions come in.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's the next strategy. If anybody is listening to this and wants to know more about it, have them reach out.
Yeah, and now I guess if we end up doing the furniture rental part of it, then guess what? That takes out that whole element
Yeah.
that's stopping people in the first place.
Yeah, better look into it and see what that looks like, and then if we spread it out over a year, how much that monthly payment would be.
Let's just
But
try one.
think it's good.
We have enough of our own places that we're
Yeah.
going to do anyways. We're going to need this
Yeah, that's
stuff
true.
regardless.
Don't you have 3 places that we're looking into?
Yeah.
That are coming.
By
I
tomorrow.
have 2 or 3.
How many
Two-
of them are in a decent area though?
It's Hamilton.
This is all no.
It's all the same. No, they're actually they're good areas.
Yeah?
Yeah. they're-
Okay.
Some are obviously better than others, but overall they're probably A's and B's. I would say A minuses and B pluses type of stuff.
Very good.
But I think for all the stuff we have coming up, we have do you even know how many units we have coming up?
No. I think we counted once. It was 70?
We have about 70 units, 70, 80 units
But
coming up.
22 of those are in a building, which we're not going to do all 22.
No, we're going to do a few. So if we buy a few sets of furniture,
Yeah.
we're going to need it anyways.
We should do a really cool theme. Okay, I really want to do a haunted unit.
A haunted unit?
Yeah, one that's scary. A haunted unit. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Something different.
Yeah. You know what? It's the themed ones that do better, to be honest, because if people are coming.
I know it sounds crazy.
Yeah, people want to go to themed places. Do you know what?
This
Instagram.
might be more short term than midterm.
Yeah, we can do a short-term
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
If it's Instagrammable, people will book just to come and take pictures at this
Or we
place.
can do
to put
a
on Instagram.
neon one, or something just
Yeah.
very unique. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is, why do you think?
I'm
Why do you
thinking
think I
of a
decided
couple.
to make my resort all themed?
Yeah.
I'm thinking themed units, but I can't say it on camera.
Yeah.
That's true. We'll refrain from that. But you never know.
Yeah,
you never know.
I agree. You know what? Even recently went to a restaurant and there was an electric diner, and it was a 2-hour wait because they had created an electric diner theme with neon lights and fancy
cool.
stuff and
And then
retro
you can
things.
charge more. You
The
make
food's not
more,
any
it's
different.
Fun.
Yeah.
You just have to find somebody that like wants to do all the decoration because I don't love it.
No, well.
Actually, my tenant.
Yeah. Oh.
Is like could potentially do it.
Okay.
And
Well,
he's
there you
like
go.
he's this interior decorator too, and he does a really good job. He took the ugliest house I had, he moved into it, and he made it beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's like showroom, like magazine ready.
Oh, wow.
And I just like I want to move him to all of my properties. I just
Maybe we can film at one of his
Yeah.
unit next.
yeah, one of his places, but we'll see.
Let's try one. Let's try one.
You want to do a theme? Okay, let's do a theme. Maybe
Yeah.
not your themes you're thinking of, but
No,
like
we'll do something cool.
I think like a neon.
I would
or-
love an animal print theme.
Actually, you know what? If you're watching this,
Yeah,
Let
and
us
you have
know.
a theme. If you
Let
have a
us
theme
know.
that you think we should do, let us know.
yeah, let's decorate one of them as a really cool theme.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think in my head what a theme would be.
Like,
Animal
like
print.
an animal, like,
I wanna
like
do
a
animal
leopard,
print.
like
Yeah.
a leopard theme.
Yeah, like one room is all like like
Yeah,
zebra
you guys wanna have fun
print.
with real
See, but when you
Leopard
say leopard,
print.
I'm thinking cougar. When I'm thinking cougar, I'm thinking anyways.
Yeah.
We all know what you're thinking, man. Hi, Dalia. So next question for you is, what are the key things that a bank looks for when approving a residential mortgage that has 1 to 4 units?
So I call these the 8 turns and twists that the banks look at.
What does that mean?
I'll tell you. So they are basically turns and twists because as an investor, you need to know how to navigate them. And that happens through working with a mortgage broker who understands how the banks think. So here they are. Number 1, they look at your credit. You need to keep your credit at 680 or above, ideally. They look at your income. And if you're a self-employed client, they're gonna look at the 2 years. They look at the source of down payment. So you gotta be diligent and careful about how you're showing your down payment because the lenders get excited about movement of money in the accounts. They're gonna look at how you structure the deal. Is it going in your personal name? Is it going in a corporation? Are you doing joint ventures? So that's something to plan for with your broker ahead of time because you don't wanna just add people to the deal for no good reason. They're also going to look at the rental income from the property and they care about the legality of the units. So making sure that your units are legal, you've got leases is key. They're going to look at the size of your portfolio. Every lender has their own rules around how many deals they're going to do for you and how large is the size of portfolio that they're going to deal with. And then net worth. Lenders care about skin in the game when it comes to rental properties. So they want to see that you have your money in the deal. And sometimes if you have liquid cash on the side, that makes your deal stronger. So that's net worth. Another one is property. As much as your income is key and your credit is key, Alex, that's 50% of the approval. The other 50% is the property condition and the zoning of the property. A house that looks like a house doesn't mean that it's a residential property. So it's important as an investor to confirm the zoning. And obviously the condition is gonna play a role into whether a bank does the deal or not. Something like this is not a bank deal, but pay attention to the condition because if you're pre-approved for a certain mortgage amount, the condition of the property is going to play a huge role as to whether or not the bank is going to do the deal. So these are the key things that typically lenders look at. And you as a client can't know all of the details, but sit down with your broker, plan each of these ahead of time. So when the time comes to get an approval, you're able to navigate through these turns and twists and you don't basically encounter mistakes.
The best feature? I don't know about that.
Location.
No, it's not even really location.
No, it's
No,
not
the
at all.
best feature for me is probably the furnishings because I'm not, so I'm really new to the
Oh,
midterm.
thank you.
I'm new to the midterm and the midterm short-term rental stuff. So the construction is all the same to me. So I see this all the time, but when I come in to see something that's done and furnished and ready to go, for me, that's like, I actually feel like I'm kind of like chill. I can actually, if you guys weren't here, I would pass out probably.
Yeah.
And then he would have to pay for the cleaner to come back.
Probably.
That's not gonna happen otherwise.
What do you think, Sarah? The best feature?
The best feature? I mean, I think it's a good property that we got a good refi on that has good numbers. I mean, I think the renos are nice. Like, I know you didn't love this reno, but I think the renos are nice.
Yeah.
I think the furniture is nice. Like
that's the thing. I was even gonna say your finishes, like, and not only because like you are part of our team, but also like of all the renovations I've seen, yours take the property, even if it's in a very not appealing neighborhood, and once you walk in, you forget that you're in that non-appealing neighborhood, because you guys don't finish based on the home and the neighborhood. That's just your high standard of finishing. I think that makes a huge difference on any property. Yeah, I really like Alex's like accent wall was awesome.
Yeah.
I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the solid single panel shaker door from now on. Maybe not the solid ones, but the single panel shaker, and we'll pick a gray, either that gray or
I really like that gray.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Let's do that, and we'll paint all the doors. We'll do a feature wall.
We should do that. We should have, like, you know how your designer in Lakefield has her A everywhere? We need to pick a signature that whenever we design a home, like,
that's true.
I was gonna walk in and
do that with the doors. If you keep the doors,
I think that's a great idea.
I used to use a color a lot called wrought iron. It was a couple, maybe one or shades lighter than black, and we did it in a matte. And I used to do all my doors that color. And then we used to pop a feature wall, either like a slat wall or one of those feature walls that you saw today. We used to paint that the same, very, very much same thing, right? So I think we go back to that, and do the doors and the feature wall. We're already doing a lot with the shiplap ceilings and
exposed brick. You guys do a lot of that. I love that.
Exposed brick, yeah.
I think those are all going to, like, with the pictures of that on different platforms, and as we're reaching out to like healthcare professionals or HR, it's all that good stuff. It's gonna help. But you know what the coolest feature is?
Yes, we know.
I
want to
go in it. I want to
go
in
in
the
the cubby.
Okay, let's do it.
We'll be back.
Okay, just let me know when he's coming to King Street, because I'm gonna have someone meet you. I guess.
You making me come back from the cottage all the time. I'm just kidding.
This was working, just taking a leap forward and seeing if things would work out, right? Real estate's not a overnight thing. It's not a, next week we're gonna make a ton of money thing, or next month, or even next year. When you're buying and holding properties, it's, it's a 5-year, 10-year plan. So it's not a lot of money in, contrary to what a lot of people think, the money really is in, the long-term hold, not in, basically, getting these things. There's not a lot of cash flow. So you really have to adapt, you have to pivot. There are some people that make some great money off of flips. Unfortunately, we don't do that. So we're buying and holding.
And it's not a good market.
No, horrible market for flipping right now. But right now we're, it's always been long term. So 5 years plus.
You know what our biggest challenge was? Is all the like you and I are very similar, right? And how like our personality.
Our hair is the same too.
Yeah.
And how we're like very just like very high level, and all the details and the processes and ironing that out, right? And all the emails, like we get tons of emails. That was probably the biggest challenge, because like when we did this one, I think 2 weeks later you're like, hey, let's do another one. Yeah. And then we bought like, I don't know, 10 in 6 months.
Well, yeah, about that.
Ish. Yeah. Right? And so, yeah, I think it's just like all of the processes and ironing that out. And then I know you came and helped.
I was waiting for the call, When you guys started, I was like, okay, they're gonna do the first one, they're gonna do the second one, and then I'm gonna get a call. Can you help us organize everything? And then I came and did.
I don't know why I didn't think about it sooner. I think you were just busy with my other stuff.
Yep, I was.
And I was just like, we can figure it out. And I never put two and two together, and I'm like, oh crap.
There's a lot that goes into this stuff, though, right?
There's a lot because we bought a lot very fast.
There's a lot with the financing, the back and forth. How many emails go back and forth with the lawyers?
Yeah. It's like probably like every deal is like at least 50 to 70 emails
it's
total.
Crazy. The insurance.
Yeah.
There's a lot that goes back and forth.
Absolutely.
That's not even, you guys don't even get included on the construction side of stuff.
Yeah.
The construction side's a whole other disaster.
Yeah.
But you don't get included in the back and forth with the furniture. You want to go there? Okay. So what is it?
Look, there's a lot of back end work that goes on. We made
for
like I
sure.
think we kind of the YouTube show in a way makes it look kind of glamorous, and it's kind of like each step
it's fun,
you see
but it
that
has its challenges.
Yeah,
It has its ups and
It's a
downs.
lot.
Like how many?
Yeah.
Like it's fun for the most part, but then we're always like, the more shit you have, the more problems you have.
The more problems you have. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's-
Like what problem are you dealing with today?
Which one do you want to know about?
Something.
What I probably
You had
was, I
an
don't
issue with
remember.
Windows today? Something with paint?
Oh, right. So
I
at
feel like we always have
yeah,
issues every day.
yeah, at another project, I think for, I don't know, 4 months we've been trying to order a couple windows, and he comes and he installs, 2 out of the 7 windows, and he's like, crap, I forgot the other ones. And it's like, there's one more window and he forgot it. And the client's house is finished. We want to order blinds. We can't order blinds till the window gets in. I mean, it's one thing. It's always one thing or another with construction.
Don't we need a window for this place?
Yeah.
Yep.
We do, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's been ordered.
Well,
I saw you send an email, but I don't know.
Okay.
let's find out.
Right, so there's lots of problems. Like what problem did you deal with today?
I'm not looking at my emails, but just generally, I'll just talk about in terms of midterm rental property management. When we launched that, we obviously, you've done your midterms for quite some time, you've done your short terms for quite some times, but trying to manage and scale, we've come across a few roadblocks like I can be on the ground and you can be on the ground, and we've both been on the ground and all of us have been part of it, but how do you scale and be in 50 places at once? And that's really the problems we're trying to figure out, how to scale and have other teams to support us and scale with us. And I think we're doing a pretty good job, but that's been a learning curve.
Laundry's been a big issue. Like you were dealing with laundry today.
Yeah, I've been
Where,
yeah, there have been many
for the
times I've come and
business,
picked up the laundry, done it at my house, brought
Jay's
it
brought
back.
laundry back to my house once because he's like, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
stay and do it. We have a solution now, but this is small stuff, right? That we don't.
Yeah. I had to like bring the kids. I'm like, just sit
We
here,
have a
don't
solution.
move, don't touch anything, don't breathe. I have to do
But
something and we're
the
leaving.
solution starts after this turnover because you still have to come and finish this.
Yes, I do. Yes, but you know what? That's the beauty of the game. Like you have to get your hands dirty. It is hard work, but honestly, I wouldn't want to do anything else. Like I'm very happy in real estate, and there's nowhere else that would allow me with that much freedom for innovation, creativity, and like infinite ideas. Like there's no other industry I can think of.
I'd rather be a race car driver.
I know you would. We're working on that for you.
What about
That's your
like
retirement
one of
gift.
those small like flow points?
Or a barber.
Can you? Barber. Okay, I want to go on this thing. Let's do it.
Okay, let's go.
Have someone here to let them in.
So make sure you're using this mic right now.
Fuck, okay, I need it, man.
Are we satisfied?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we got it.
up now.
Lee's got to make it in too.
Are you coming in? We'll be back.
Okay, just let me know when he's coming to King Street, because I'm going to have someone meet you here, okay? So it has to be before 5, though.
What is this?
Oh.
We should put stuff in here.
Okay, cool, buddy. Thanks.
Or something.
Okay, bye. So, no, it didn't get ordered.
Oh
No,
my gosh. We have a window though, right? There's not just.
it just doesn't close all the way.
Oh, that would be good for.
Well, it's for Tara's place, right?
Samuel.
Keep the mic
Yeah,
because you're doing a house walkthrough, right?
Yeah, do you want to do a walkthrough or do you want? I was
No,
gonna
you
shoot
guys
the
just
roll
do the
and everything.
B-roll.
Okay.
Okay. Then yeah.
I need to go check upstairs.